So we are going to now make a GIF. Okay, creating a GIF is super easy. So we start with a presentation. So if we click create a design and click on education presentation, we have a presentation here. Okay, so the presentation is just like creating a Google slide deck, but you have a lot more features and you have a lot more things that you can add. You have a ton of templates here that make it so easy. So your GIF is going to teach a concept that you learned in class this week. So if you say learned the scientific method, you could easily put the scientific method in a GIF. And when you download it as a GIF, it's like a 10-second refresher on the components of the scientific method. I'm going to show you two ways. I'm going to do the first two slides with a template, and I'm going to do the second two slides on my own. Okay, so I am going to, I'm going to pick this one, How to Think Like a Scientist. All right, so I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to change some of these things. So obviously I don't need that. Then I'm going to change this. Right, what is the scientific method? And then I would put my name down here to make sure that my teacher knows it's mine. All right, and I can even leave all this stuff because this stuff is sciencey. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is click on, look, it even has scientific method here. All right, so I'm gonna do step one, and maybe I'll even leave scientific method, and I'm gonna put observation, question. I'm gonna change this because this doesn't look like an observation or a question. Up here, I'm gonna go to elements, and type in question. So I'm going to get rid of that. Oh, it is a space. Okay. So if you notice, that was kind of a weird question that I asked. But sometimes if you have this cloud shape here, you can fill that shape in with anything that you want. So there's my question now. And if you double click on it, you can move it around to change where you want it to go. It's easier to just click and drag it in. So maybe I would put that little GIF in, or maybe I would put this girl in. She's contemplating. It looks like she's getting ready to use the scientific method. So maybe I would use that, right? Then I would go to my next one. I could either do a blue one and create my own template, or I can go back to templates and pick one of these again. Okay, so I'm going to create my own look though. So I'm going to look up science. And notice there's so many different things that you can add. You can make this as exciting as you want it to. And here I'm going to put the beaker just to, with the Bunsen burner. Okay, so maybe I'll put this here. And maybe this next one is put my text in. And I will put hypothesis. And then I'm going to put someone thinking. So I'm going to go back to elements. And I'm going to click on thinking. And this is where I'm going to create my hypothesis. So I can pick one of these. I like this guy. And I don't like the black on the navy blue, so I'm going to click on this and I'm going to make it lighter, kind of like that. Okay, so now I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do my next one. So I'm going to show you a different way to do this. All right, so I'm going to start with text, but I'm going to use one of these down here. So I'm going to use this and I'm going to type in experiment. You'll notice I don't like how big that is. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller over here, but I'm going to stretch it over here. Okay. Whoop. All right, and then I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to try maybe Pixabay, and I'm going to type in experiment. And look, there's all these cool things that I could put in here, showing that I'm experimenting. I'm going to put in, I like this one, it's kind of goofy, and it kind of goes with my glowing over here. Okay, so that's another platform in Canva that you can access. There's also Bitmoji. You might have to log into that. I don't remember off the top of my head. There's Pexels. There's all your media. You can use your Google's Drive. There was Giphy is somewhere. Let's see if I can find that. Oh, there it is. So you could go to Giphy if you want. And you can see, you can put a GIF in there if you like GIFs, kind of like this. Maybe I'll put that too. Kind of goes with it. I know that's a little bit too much. Ooh, but what I could do is layer them and put that on top and get rid of this because I kind of like this better. So there's a ton of different ways that you can do this and make it your own. All right. So I showed you a couple different things in here. I think it would be really neat to see what you do. Okay. So now I want to animate. All right, so if I click on animate, I can click on these two things and I can maybe put scrapbook on that one. I can click over here and put pan on that one so they have different animations. Or I can go to page animation, and if I click on stump, it does the whole page for me. Okay, and then you could do the same with the other ones. Maybe I will do rise for that one, and I'll do tumble for that one. So it has a little bit of a difference. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on these three dots and I'm going to click present. And then I'm going to click auto speed or auto play because that's going to show you what it's going to look like in a GIF. You can do 5 seconds per slide. Maybe you want to do 3 seconds per slide because it's only a couple words on there, but you want to make sure that people can read it. So I'm going to go 4 because that's my general go-to. So as you can see here, I'll go back way to the beginning. What is the scientific method? Oh, I spelled hypothesis wrong. And it'll go through on its own. But when you go to download it, this is where you get your GIF. When you click on download, and you go to GIF, and it'll download. And you can add it to your website. You can add it to your whatever you want to add it to. But it is then a GIF that teaches people about the components of the scientific method. It's very exciting. You click to send to teacher, find your teacher, click send, and then you'll be ready to get graded. Super easy. It's awaiting feedback. Once she gives you feedback, you'll see a different word up here.